Stop being foolish, there won't be a divorce. My cheating wife said I just need one night to prove. I'm still attractive to other guys. She coldly told me she was going on a date and spending the night with him. Little did she know her words would set in motion a vengeance that would change everything. I had always considered my marriage with Amelia unbreakable. We met in university, two ambitious souls climbing the competitive world of finance. She was brilliant, calculated, and always in control. We built our careers together, her in corporate finance and me in investment banking. We had wealth, luxury, and what I thought was love, but I was wrong. One evening, as we sat in our modern London penthouse, Amelia stood by the window sipping. Her wine, her piercing blue eyes didn't meet mine as she spoke. Stop being foolish. There won't be a divorce. I blinked. Would she turn to face me completely composed, as if she were discussing the weather? I just need one night to prove I'm still attractive to other guys, that's all. I felt the ground beneath me shift. Amelia, do you even hear yourself? She exhaled as if I was exhausting her. Adrian, you don't understand. I need this. It's not about you, not about me. Let out a hollow laugh. You're literally telling me you're going to cheat, and I'm supposed to be okay with it. She rolled her eyes and placed her glass down on the marble countertop. It's not cheating if I tell you about it, I'm being honest. I just need to know I still have that power. I love you, Adrian, but I won't be caged. I stared at her, trying to recognize the woman I married. Then, without another word, she walked to our bedroom, took out a suitcase, started packing, not hiding. Not sneaking. She wasn't ashamed because she truly believed she was untouchable. Something inside me snapped. Do anything? She thought I'd just sit here waiting like a fool. She was wrong. The moment the door clicked shut behind her, I picked up my phone. Luca, I said when my best friend picked up. I need your help. Luca had been my closest friend since university. He was also a forensic accountant, a damn good one.
What's wrong?
He asked, instantly sensing the tension in my voice. Amelia's cheating? I said bluntly, or at least she's about to, and I need to ruin her. Luca let out a low whistle. That's cold, man. But I'm in. What's the plan? I exhaled. First, dig into her. Finances. Amelia is meticulous, but she has blind spots. If there's anything shady, I want to know about it. Got it? Anything else, yeah? I said, a slow smirk forming. Let's make sure she regrets this night for the rest of her life. By the time Amelia returned. The next morning, wearing the same dress from the night before, I was already 2 steps ahead. She waltzed in, tossing her bag onto the couch, completely unfazed. See, she said, stretching her arms. No big deal. Oh. I stared at her, my face unreadable. Did you have fun? She gave me a slow, assessing look. Adrien, don't be childish. I said nothing. I just smiled and turned away. That was the moment she should have realized something was wrong, but she didn't. She had no idea that while she had been proving herself to some random man, I had been proving something else entirely, how easily I could dismantle her world. The first hit came at her job. Luca had uncovered something shocking. Hidden transactions, financial misconduct. Amelia had been siphoning company money into private accounts, not a lot. Not enough to be immediately noticed, but enough to be illegal. She probably thought she was untouchable. That changed when an anonymous tip reached the firm's compliance department. I watched as she paced our living room later that night, her phone pressed to her ear. What do you mean flagged transactions? That's ridiculous. She was unraveling, and I was just getting started. The next day, her credit card got declined at a luxury boutique. She brushed it off at first. Probably a bank error, she muttered, pulling out another card. But by the end of the week, she wasn't brushing anything off. Adrian, she said one night, standing in the doorway of our bedroom, her confidence visibly shaken, something's going on. I looked up from my laptop. Oh, my accounts, they're all frozen. And she hesitated. There's an investigation at work. Someone reported me. I arched an eyebrow. That's serious. Her eyes narrowed. You don't seem surprised? I shrugged. Maybe that's because I know exactly what kind of person you are. She inhaled sharply. I did nothing. I cut her off smoothly. You did this to yourself. Her lips parted, but she had no words. Good. Let the fear settle in. The last piece of the puzzle fell into place when I handed her the divorce papers. Her hands trembled as she flipped through the pages. You're serious? Dead serious? Her face contorted. You can't just leave me. I made one mistake. A mistake. I laughed. No, Amelia. You made a choice, Aunt. So did I. Her arrogance faded, replaced by desperation. You love me. I shook my head. I love the woman I thought you were. But now I just want to watch you fall. And with that, I walked away, leaving her to deal with the wreckage of her own making. Amelia had spent years meticulously crafting her perfect image. A successful, respected woman in finance, a doting wife, a person in control of her life. But I had stripped all of that away in just a few days. The investigation at her firm intensified. The board of directors, once full of admiration for her, were now full of suspicion. Compliance officers combed through her transactions, looking at every discrepancy. Her accounts were locked. Her reputation was deteriorating, and now she had an impending divorce to deal with. The weight of it all was starting to show. One morning, I watched as she sat at the kitchen counter staring blankly at her coffee cup, her nails drumming anxiously on the table. The ever-confident Amelia was fading, and I was savoring every second. Then came the real blow. Adrien, she called, her voice quieter than usual. We need to talk. I leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed. About what she exhaled deeply? I made a mistake. I arched an eyebrow. You don't say. She swallowed hard. I got carried away. It wasn't about you. It was about me needing to feel desirable. I finished for her. She flinched. Yes, but it didn't mean anything. I love you. I laughed. An actual deep laugh. You love me? I repeated. You love me so much that you told me to my face you were going to sleep with another man? That's the love. You're talking about. Her eyes welled up with tears. I didn't think it would hurt you this much. I tilted my head. And that's the problem. Amelia, you never thought about me at all. She reached for my hand, but I stepped back. We can fix this, she pleaded. I gave her a long, hard look. No, Amelia, you can live with the consequences. The next week was her breaking point. First, the firm fired Hertha. Financial discrepancies were too damning. She tried to deny it too. Fight it, but once a scandal touches finance, there's no saving face. Then she learned that her lover, the man she had risked everything for, had ghosted her. He was just some guy who had no intention of sticking around for the fallout. But the final nail in the coffin was when she realized she had nothing left. Amelia had always assumed she was untouchable, that no matter what, she could always manipulate her way back to safety. But not this time, because I had made sure she lost everything. The divorce papers were just the beginning. I had already moved all the assets into my name legally. Everything she thought we shared was gone. The apartment sold, the luxury car she loved repossessed, her credit destroyed. She had thought she was powerful, but in the end, all her power had been borrowed from me, and now she had nothing. Day she came home to find the locks changed, her suitcases outside, and an eviction notice in my name. I watched from across the street. She sank to her knees, staring at the realization of her new reality. The woman who had everything now had nothing in me. I had never felt lighter. A few nights later, she called me. At first, I considered ignoring it, but then curiosity got the better of me. I answered, "Hello, Amelia?" Silence, then a shaky breath. "I have nothing, Adrien." I leaned back in my chair. "Yes, I know." More silence. Then please. I smirked. "Please what?" "Please help me," she whispered. I almost felt bad. Almost. "You destroyed." "Me," she continued. "I lost everything, my job, my reputation, my money." Her voice broke. "You planned this, didn't you?" I sighed dramatically. "Amelia, you did this to yourself. I just made sure you felt the consequences." She sniffled. "I was your wife. I closed my eyes, shaking my head. You were supposed to be my wife, but you threw that away for a night of validation. Adrienne, she whispered. Again, I could hear the desperation in her voice, the raw, broken plea. But I was done. You made your bed, Amelia. Now sleep in it, I said coldly. Then I hung up. I stared at the phone for a moment, waiting, almost expecting her to call again. She didn't. And I knew that was the moment she finally realized I was truly gone. I walked away from that life completely. I moved out of London, started fresh in Zurich. My career thrived, my personal life flourished, and for the first time in years I felt free. I no longer carried the weight of betrayal. Instead, I carried the satisfaction of knowing that Amelia had learned the hardest lesson of all: arrogance destroys you faster than betrayal. As for her, last I heard, she was struggling jobless, alone, and still trying to repair the damage. I had no regrets. Some people think revenge is about anger, but they're wrong. Best revenge is making them realize exactly what they lost, and I had done just that. Betrayal only stings when the betrayed holds on, but the moment you let go, the weight shifts entirely onto the one who caused it.